My project basically is like a converter or a transpiler that basically turns Python code into Java code. Myself, I think I already did my introduction. Then we'll just go straight to. So I got this idea of actually creating a transpiler when I was doing USACO problems, which is the USA Computer Science Olympia. I believe many of you could have experience with that. So I found out that sometimes a Python program does not run fast enough to reach the time limit, but the Java program it's usually faster than Python. So I often need to redo a Python code in Java, which well, although they're exactly the same, but I need to redo the code into a completely new language. So therefore, I thought, what if there's like a translator which converts Python code into Java? And I spent some time to build this project. So how does the Python to Java converter works? So basically, it is an algorithm. I wrote the algorithm in Python so that it takes in a Python file and outputs a Java file. So it goes line by line. I use like the enumeration method, basically just a bunch of if statements to detect every possible situation of what one line of Python could be. So which takes a lot of time. So if it works successfully, it would turn the code like if a plus 2 equals 5 and b equals true into if the right one is a code written in Java. So if parentheses a plus 2 equals 5, and this is the and symbol in Java. And the same thing, and then the print hello will be converted into system.println hello. Okay, let's take just one piece of my code and actually analyze it. So how do I convert an if statement? I just detect if is the first two characters of the line of this line, then therefore I know that this line is an if statement. And then I just detect if other things are also contained in the Python line. I just cut out. I use some string slicings to cut off the parts that I need, and then I just transform them into Java. Okay. Here's will be like a flowchart of how my code actually works. We'll go back to this after I demonstrated some examples. But before we go to the demonstration, I want you to know that it is not perfect. My code cannot just perfectly translate Python into Java, which that is like some tech giants are doing that. Google is doing that. Facebook is doing that. But I'm not able to do that kind of grand task. My code is only able to cover like about 92% of the code. So there's dependencies, data types, functions, or indentations, which my code will be having problems with. Okay, let's go to, here's basically the page where I can type in Python code. Let's just try one single print. Hello world. And then I click convert. I have system.println hello world. Let's just see that how does this line work. I'll just, this is like a blank repo Java page. Maybe something like so. Oh wait, what happened? Did I delete the wrong thing? Hello world. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have that part. And this line, let's just see how does this work. So the converted Java code will work the exact same as the previous Python code, hello world. And I have a few small examples that we can be testing. Let's see. So if I have multiple lines, here's this page. Yeah, covered. So I have an example right here. So the Java code will int A, int B, and then if statement in Java, and then the else, and also those print lines in Java. Actually, I would like to invite my audience, which is all of you guys, to also join this to just have fun with my program. So I'll share the link to this repo page. So you guys can, if you know how to do Python, you can type some simple Python codes just into this page, and I will put that into the converter, and we'll see if the converter is able to convert that successfully. Okay. So I'll generate it. Let's see. I'll send the link into the chat. So you guys can just use this link to join my repo page, and then just put some code over here. Just for example, print blah 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 blah, and then I will be moving those code into the converter, and we'll see if that works successfully. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
That sounds great. I hope there's some Python programmer in the audience, right? I assume. Okay. Then while we are waiting, I have one more small examples that can be shown. So we can first look at the Python code to see. So I created an empty list, and then there's a for loop, which traverses I through the value of 0 through 10. And then if I is an even number, I would just add I to this list. And then I will print everything about I out, and then I will print the list. Let's see if the Java code is able to do the exact same thing. I'll replace this. See, so first, in this for loop, everything from 0 to 10 is being printed out, and then the list which stores all the even number amongst them will be also be printed out. Okay. Just type anything over here. It's a fun process. Let's just keep track. Ooh, creating a function. Well, this is a hard one to convert, but I think my convert is able to. Okay, print. Okay. Okay. Creating a function. Let's just first do this one. Oh, I just refreshed it. Okay, so there's one thing that the Java requires parameter, the type of the parameter, and the return type for a function. But however, Python doesn't. So I cannot just generate that information from nowhere. So this is one thing that my converter is not able to do. But however, I have leave that as things for the user to actually fill in. So I'm not able to get the return type. So I just put this as void. Let's see if this works or not. Oh, my bad. I need to put this thing outside of the main class, right? For Java, I need to put this outside of the main class. It's loading, it's loading. Public static void, okay. System output. Yay, it works. So whoever wrote that code, congratulations. Well, that is a tricky one though, so that is a tricky one. Let's see. Okay, I have another one over here, a for loop containing if statement. Let's see. So wait, actually, before everything, I just run this Python code. Whoa. Okay, so the result to this chunk of code, it should be from 0 to 49. Let's see, from 0 to 49. Okay. That will be the Java code for it. Oh, I already seen some mistake of my converter. So there's this indentation. So I need to just manually add on those two indentations. Let's see. From 1 to 49, which is what we got. So congratulations to whoever wrote that piece of code. Good job. That's also a good one. Okay. You can be writing more code, and I'm actually going to write some of them myself. we have tried out if statement. Let's try more list, I guess. List 2 equals 2. I wrote another chunk of code. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm missing return type for this one. So that's another bug inside my code. I need to put return types for variables. This should be translated into, I don't know why this didn't go. That's weird. It should be. It's empty. Oh yeah, because those two are not both true. Okay, so that also works as intended. However, I do need to keep in count of the variable type. You have more? You have more? Whoa, that's a huge chunk of code. Let's see. So we have a long list and then a bunch of if statements. Oh, oh, that is a good question. So how would the program translate input files? So actually, all those dependencies, since Java and Python have completely different dependencies, although that some of them are I'm able to translate, but for example, random, I don't think there's the dependencies in Java for random. I need to use like the mass.random to do that, to like manually generate random numbers. But however, I'll actually show you my actual code. There's my actual code. You have my actual code open. Wait a minute. Wait, not this one. Sorry. Not this one. Okay. Okay. So I have this thing which converts some of the functions into like Java functions. So as the time go on, I will be keep adding dependencies over here. So for example, I'm able to add like Java function. Like so the Python version of random will be random.randint, right? So it will be randint, and then for the Java version of the random, it's like mass.random, right? Mass.random. So I'm not sure actually. Therefore, oh, actually, let's try this part first. So we have a huge chunk of code. Let's see. It's taking some time. It's taking some time. What? My code broke? My code is broken? That shouldn't. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, I think my code actually runs on taking the code like one line by one line. So if I need to just make all those lists as just one single line to make my code. Wait a minute. Is this part of the same line? I need to make those one line in order to make my code works because it's translating. Wait a minute. Is there a quicker way to put all those things into one line? This will be pretty fun. Is this one single line? So, yes. Let's do this again. Oh, it automatically puts those into multiple lines. So, wait, it actually successfully converts it. Let me see. Print. Whoa. I don't think my converter is able to translate manually, like, because in Python you're able to just create a list from nowhere, but in Java you need to do array list, create new array list, and then you add things to the array list one by one. Or you can do like array list equals to new array list something as list. But, I think that will be a good idea for me to work on it later. So for this part, I don't think my converter is able to do it. So good job on whoever finds this bug of my converter. So my code is not able to translate this part of code. That's one edge case. So, for each loop, they're pretty well though. For object I in SB, if I equals to 0, print line this, print line this. And equals to print. Wait, does this is this legal in Python? And equals to this. I don't think it's legal in Python. Whoa, that's what it do. Okay, never mind that. Never mind. Good job on whoever this piece of code. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. My code is not able to do this. This is smarter than my converter, this piece of code. Good job. Okay. You guys can keep writing code over here. I'll do some example, and among those time, I'll keep continuing on my slides. So there are definitely some challenges during the time I build this converter. So there's Python and Java data structure. They're different. The Java cares about type, but Python treats everything as an object. I can create an object called A and make that equal to 1. And on the next line, I'll do A equals to hello. That will be okay. But for Java, the A need to be created as an integer, and I can no longer change the type of that. So, and there's also list and array list. Those two are similar structures. However, array lists have like more annoying features than just the one list is able to do. So Python list is pretty powerful. I don't think Java even have like the corresponding structure to do everything that a Python list can do. So there's also different dependencies, which one of you mentioned the random. So that's a challenge to me that my computer is still not able to do. And then for among those different dependencies, there's many more functions that my computer is not able to do. I need to manually input that like one by one into my Java func dictionary in my code. And so and I think we already encountered this one. So for example, the huge list, the ASB, the huge list, when it's not on the same line, my code is not able to do that, not able to convert that part. And there's indentations, which Java does not have indentations. You have different syntaxes to show which line is which line. For future development, I'm going to challenge myself on fixing all those challenges, and then I will label what line is untranslatable, which is some of the case. For example, creating the OK function. Remember, in Java it requires a return type, but in Python the user can the programmer can easily not put a return type for a function. For example, that one is a void function. It does not have something to return, so that needs to be manually returned. I will make my code label that line needs a manual fix before the Java code can go. And then I'll make the web page accessible to the public so that everyone is able to use that code. Then, so that's the end of my presentation. But we can just keep playing with the converter if you guys want to keep typing code in here. Any questions so far? I'm welcoming anyone to like open up their mic and speak. Good job, that part.
Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation. I guess one question is I'm not sure if you answered this already, but how long did it take you to make this?
I started building this like in this year March, but like so it's all the way into the summer break, so it's like 3 to 4 months.
Oh wow, that's actually a relatively short time. And aside from like the difficulties with like importing, translating import files, and yeah, like have you met other challenges like with making the program?
Yeah. So there's the one major challenge will be there's just so many cases to consider. For example, if I want to identify like one Python line where it is calling a function, so it will be something dot something, right? For example, random dot rand int 0, 1. So it's generally a random integer. But however, if I detect the dot inside in this line, there's the other case, like what if the dot is not a caller dot function name? It's like 1.1. There's also a dot inside integers. And I need to consider that case where the dot is not calling a function, but instead it's like a decimal point used within integers. And it can be also used like in like a string. For example, print this number is equal to 1.1. That dot is inside a string, which I need to also keep in mind on that. So there's just so many cases because I use like a way similar to the enumeration, which itself means listing out all of those different possibilities and codes for each of them.
Wow, yeah, that definitely sounds very difficult.
Yeah.
You have to like consider like the cases and like what words are around it as well. Yeah.
Okay. Any other question from the audience? No? Okay.
I think if we're all good, Eric, is there any last things you want to say?
So after I fix all those bugs and publish the web page, I want this to be like a helpful tool for like coders who are beginning to learn different languages. I think that's the usage of this program, the major usage, to help like beginner coders to know like the difference among those languages. So I hope of you guys and other people can be like users of my program if I'm able to fix all those things. Then, okay. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. And like as a Java learner myself, it's definitely like super helpful. By the way, is your website like published or is it just
no,
like a whole page?
Right now it's just like I use Python flags to create this project, but I will try sending this code in chat and see if everyone's able to access it. At least it's accessible on the same Chrome that I created.
Oh yeah, I can open it.
Yeah. So yeah, nice. Okay. So the Python flags actually just publish it. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye guys. See you next week.